So what's good? It's your boy Big Beard B, and we are back for another edition of Big Beard Business. As you can see from today's title, we're diving into something a bit different, but I think enjoyable in itself. And today I'm going to tell you why I never pay resale for Yeezy or Jordan. Now, I like to think of myself as a collector of sorts. I collect jewelry, I collect fragrances, I collect guns and sneakers, black t-shirts, etc., and a little bit of coin in the bank from time to time. And when I look at the sneaker game, listen, it is a game. There is money to be made within it, and I'm not knocking anyone's hustle. In fact, there was a Bloomberg report done in 2021, I believe, or maybe late 2020, that said that sneakerheads have made sneakers an asset class of its own. Now, if you're not familiar with asset classes, then, think of things like real estate, think of commodities, think of stocks, think of bonds, jewelry, high-end jewelry for that instance, and, well, sneakers in this case. However, historically speaking, your top three asset classes will be like stocks, bonds, and cash on hand. But as I mentioned, there was a recent report that said that sneakers have become an asset class of its own. There have been a lot of people making big money off of sneakers based on the resale game. And today I'm going to tell you why I would never pay resale prices for a Yeezy or a Jordan. Now, that tends to be the biggest resale market for sneakers these days. I'm not a huge sneakerhead when it comes down to that, because I mentioned I don't pay resale prices, and a lot of people out there will do so based upon their love of the sneaker. But when I think of sneakers, I think of them as like walking art pieces that really kind of embody your personal style, and well, I think a lot of people do as well. And here's the main reason why I would never pay resale prices on sneakers that I could potentially pick up retail. And as you noticed, I've said potentially pick up retail. And if you're into this game, then you know that the botters of the world have made it a bit difficult to pick up your favorite pair of sneakers at a retail price point. And you likely have to pay a flipper on sites like GOAT, SneakerX, etc. But here is the number one reason why I do not recommend people buy resale Jordans or Adidas. Now, as I mentioned, these have turned into an asset class, and like most asset classes, the goal is to buy low and sell high. And if you're paying resale prices, in most cases, you're purchasing these things on the high end of the spectrum, and your ability to make some coin on that, well, dwindles quite a bit. So what I like to do is, when I miss out on these sneaker releases, the ones that I want very badly, if I miss them, then I go ahead and I transfer that money into a luxury sneaker purchase. Now, in my mind, when sneaker companies or designer houses price their items, they price them at the desired price point based upon what they believe the item is worth, and that's pretty much the basics of doing business. So let's take, for instance, these red suede Jordan 5s. I've had these shoes in my collection 3-4 years, I'm not sure, but I was able to pick these up for retail prices for the entire family when these things released. I got it for my youngest son, got it for my oldest son, as well as myself. And I have not worn these sneakers yet, but the resale prices on these things have gone up quite a bit from the time that I've purchased them. Now, what I will say, that the resale price did go down from the time that I purchased them as well, and let me explain. Pretty much the hot zone for getting sneakers is going to be in that first month or so, where the sneaker releases, where the top of people's mind, and people are looking to pick these things up. As time goes on, in most cases, unless they're extremely coveted shoe, well, the resale price tends to take a dip as they begin to slip from people's mind. And if you wait too long, then Jordan is likely to kind of come out with something else of the same type, just with a little different material. Now, when I think of this shoe specifically, this is a red suede shoe, right? And when I think of suede a little bit differently than what I think on this one. To me, this one kind of wears like a tough nubuck. It's not really soft, it's not supple, anything of that nature, but the sneaker does look good, and I did want it. And I think that the $190 or $200, whatever it was at the time that I purchased it, was what this shoe was worth. Now the resale prices on this red suede Jordan 5 from the time that I purchased it was again around $190, $200, and right now this shoe can be picked up between $350 and $400. So it did go up in price, but I would not pay $400 for this shoe, although some people may enjoy it enough to do so. Personally, I would prefer to take that money into a designer shoe that I can pick up at a lower price point. Now, if you aren't familiar with the designer luxury world of sneakers, then, well, let me introduce you. This one here is just a very simple Giuseppe low top shoe, right? Giuseppe is a brand that I really enjoy, and I chose this shoe because it also has that red suede. Now the red suede on this shoe is supple. All right, you have a premium lace here. You also have a premium bottom, as we do see the bottom here on this one as well, right? So they both have a gum bottom, but this one is premium gum bottom, hand stitched in Italy. Right? It's just a totally different level of shoe. Now, if I could tell you that you could pick up this shoe that typically retails between $400 and $600, if you could pick it up for the price of a Jordan at $200 and then possibly resell that is the way to go. But if you're not looking to sell the shoe, then you can definitely get yourself in the luxury world of sneakers for a very affordable price point. Now listen, that doesn't just stop at Giuseppe. Let's take one of the more trendy items as it stands today, which is from the fashion house of Alexander McQueen. All right, and if you know anything about them, they have their oversized platform shoes, and here is one of them that I want to talk about today, which is their sneaker. Right now, this sneaker typically retails for a little under $600, depending on what site you're going to, but you can look at it for around $580, and what you get here is a very high quality shoe, right? Nice leather, right? This one here has the gold stitch on the back, and you also have the gold embossment there on the tongue. Very nice shoe, and obviously this one makes a statement when you are in the correct crowds. Also, there's an exclusivity piece there. Now, I do understand that the Jordan, depending on which one you grab, has an exclusivity piece to it, but not really, right? There are ultimate times that I can walk through my mall here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and find a ton of people who have on Jordans. I'll give you a very prime example. So I finally wore these set of Dunks that I got, all right? They were collaboration with Off-White, all right? So they had the orange tag on them, and I waited, I don't know, about a year before I wore these sneakers. I went into the mall. Downstairs there's a guy who's out there selling like shoe cleaner, and he has on the same shoes. All right. Now, some people don't care about it, but if you're looking for that exclusivity piece of it, even on a limited shoe, well, it's not really there. However, if I throw these bad boys on and walk through my mall, I don't see anybody with them on. If I throw on a pair of Giuseppe's and walk through my mall, I don't see anyone with them on, and no one has to know that you did not pay the $580, right, or $600, or the $600 for these shoes, as I got both of these shoes for right around the cost of what I paid retail for these here. So that's my thoughts and opinions on that. To me, the quality of the shoe is not the same. The smooth, supple suede that you get on the Giuseppe is not the same boring suede that you get here on this Jordan. There is levels to this game, and I want to make sure that you are really hopping on the correct train. So that's my thoughts and opinions on this. There does not necessarily represent the views and opinions of the masses, but this happens to be a topic that goes on in my stories almost every Saturday when I miss a Jordan release because I don't have a bot and it don't allow me to purchase. I get some wins every now and then, but far less wins than needed. And when that happens, I just transition that purchase over to a luxury shoe because I know that, well, I'm ahead of the game. Now, here's a few additional things to consider when it comes down to your luxury shoe brands versus your staple items like, you know, a Jordan or a Yeezy. When it comes down to the packaging on a luxury shoe, well, it's totally different. The experience is different, and some of you may like, I've never experienced it, so I don't know it. All right, here's what I'll do. All right, if you've never sat in a Bentley before, then you would never understand the difference of their leather versus the leather on a Kia. All right, it's totally different when it comes down to it. And that premium feel can be felt between the package of the item as well as in the leather, the detail, the stitching, everything. You can tell the difference in that premium feel when it comes down to it. So an item that retails for 200 bucks and sells for $1,000 or $500, it's always going to be the quality of that $200 shoe. But if you can get an item that typically sells for $600, $1,000 and catch it on a limited sale for $400 or $300, then it's always going to have that same premium feel of that $1,000 item. And it's also going to have that same status as that $1,000 item as well. So make sure that you're using that when you're purchasing your items to make sure that you are purchasing the correct item for you. Now, as you think like I, hopefully you do, that the clothes, the shoes, the accessories, they don't make you a better person or a less better person if you choose to grab them. But some people have their personal style and their personal feel. And sometimes these items make people feel good. And that's the reality of it. So make sure that you're utilizing this in your thought process when you're going out purchasing these luxury or not so luxury items. That's my thoughts and opinions on that. I would love to know your take on it. Does this change your perception on buying luxury shoes, or do you say, hey, I never knew I could do that, and I'll still get down with both of them because I do? All right, that's all I have for you guys and girls out there today. As always, I'm your boy Big Beard B. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again, and you already know what I need you to do to hit the goddamn